Okay, this is my castle. I built it myself. Took approximately 5 hours, maybe four. But it wasn't as long as you would expect it to be. Basically, castles were introduced back in medieval Europe in 1200s, 1100s, just around that time period. During the Crusades and whatever, they had these castles as defense and also just lord protection in general. So, anyways, without further ado, let's check it out. First thing you may notice is this big water like trench surrounding the entire castle. Now, if you don't remember, we actually learned this key term. It's called a moat. This moat was used for defense for enemies trying to come to the castle. Because usually you wouldn't have this nice looking bridge just kind of leading towards the castle. You would have this water to have to go past first, but I'm just making it easy on us in the video in general. So, next thing I would like to point out are these defense towers hanging out around the edges here. This is just, lines of defense to help support, like, attackers, invaders. So, I could say I could put some, like, archer inside there, and they could probably keep away the attackers for a while. Anyways, this is the first line of defense. This thing right here, this is called a gatehouse. As you can see, we have two archers and we have a gate guard. Now, I'm not sure if gate guards were actually inside medieval Europe, and I know these guys were definitely there though because they were inside the defense towers. But the gate guard, I'm not too sure about. As you can see. Okay, anyways, next off we have the Great Halls, or just one Great Hall. This Great Hall was used as a dining room for like basically every person inside the castle. So if like somebody got done cooking, you would basically tell everybody, and everybody would come to the Great Hall to eat. Of course, the Great Hall had some nice paintings. It also had a place for servants to sleep. I mean, this might not look like a comfortable place, but this is actually sometimes where the servants slept if they didn't sleep inside their own homes inside the city. But yeah, they could rest right here and move the tables out of the way if they ever needed to. I don't know how they would do that though. Anyways, here is my favorite defense tower I have. It's actually the biggest one. So here it is. We have this right here. Now, if you were an archer, this will give you a huge advantage because not only can they not hit you from right here, but you can have an easy shot on them. So, like, this is about as good as the advantage gets when it comes to, like, shooting enemies from a higher area. You have this nice looking window, I guess you could call it, that would just give you a huge advantage. And of course, if you want height advantage, then you could go to the very top and you would be able to see everything. So yeah, this is just defense towers, like a bunch, just so the Lord's safe, just so everybody's safe. Smart idea by the medieval Europeans. Anyways, we're getting on the cooking side of things. This is the medieval kitchen. Now this is how kitchens look like back in the medieval ages. As you can see, they have one furnace, a nice table where they could like sort out all their foods and whatever. And over here is a pantry. So this pantry kept food inside of it, but you know, I can't really hang food on strings in Minecraft. It's just not possible, unfortunately. But yeah, there's that. Over here we have the larder. The larder was where they actually refrigerated food back in medieval Europe, and like I said, no hanging chicken on strings or anything like that because I do not have the ability to. Anywho, we got another defense tower. It's not that big of a deal. Over here, we have a bathroom. Well, actually, I wouldn't know if you would call this a bathroom, but I would call it a bathroom. There was no bath inside of this room actually. Baths weren't even used in medieval Europe, they were only used inside monasteries. Now, this right here is the medieval European toilet. And yes, you had to go inside the moat. And that wouldn't have been pleasant to go diving in, I would tell you that. Anyways, moving on. Okay, next we have the bedrooms or the living chambers. So this bedroom right here was where the Lord and the wife of the Lord slept. Now they just slept here as usual people. It's nothing special. Over here, fireplace, table. So that was their room. Just ignore all the wreckage over there. We'll get to that at the end of the video. Over here, we have um, a meeting place. This is a cabinet. Actually, cabinets back in the days were where they met and talked about whatever. They just met with nobles and other high wealthy men. Over here is a solar. Solars were also where the family of the Lord slept. And over here we have a table, where they can just do whatever they want to. And of course we have the kitchen and another larder and pantry. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that the reason that the castle is so dim is because people usually went outside and they just had dim lighting in general. It's just a castle. And I'm going to give you guys an example. Let's say your defenders aren't really doing a good job today, they're off their A game, and you've just been attacked by crusaders who just turned you into, let's say, a Jewish um, castle. Since they did have chapels, which I also forgot to mention, were inside this castle, that would have just been a pain to make. Um, so yeah, say some crusaders came inside here. Um, this is basically what would have happened.